Hello and welcome to All Good on the Homestead. As I've said before, one of the ways that you can get ready for your homestead before you actually get there is to read and to learn everything that you can about homesteading before you get there. A great way to do that is to look at people who participated in some of the original homesteading in the Americas. So back in her day, what would happen sometimes is the government would open a section of land and there would be little plots marked out. You would go, you would stake your claim on that spot, and within a certain number of years, you had to build a house on the property. You had to live on that property for at least most of the year. Sometimes you didn't have to live there in the middle of winter. You had to make a go of it in some way. Whatever it was that you were going to do, whether it was timber or growing wheat, whatever it was you were going to do, you had to make sure that you could make a go of it and live there. So that is what Charles Engalls did at least once in the book, and other times it was just other homesteads. If you watch the show on TV, they appear to only, I think, move once, but they moved several times in real life, and this includes all of those details. Now, the first book that she wrote was Pioneer Girl, and this is a more rugged and truthful account of what happened. Later, she did publish this book, but later, when this book didn't do very well, Laura's daughter, who was an accomplished author by that time, came and helped her with rewrites. And that's where the Little House on the Prairie series came from. So these are more perhaps geared to children, but it's really adults would find these interesting as well. It's not a child's book by any stretch. Not like a Dr. Seuss primer. But they're very interesting. These leave out some of the more dodgy details that are included in Pioneer Girl. And also, they don't exactly match up with the TV. If you watch the TV show, there are some things that are changed, and that's interesting to look for as well. The way that the TV industry decided to change these to match what the viewing public would want by that time. Now, this edition of Pioneer Girl is very interesting to me because inside it includes the original edition of Pioneer Girl, but it includes a lot of reference material right alongside what is written. So if she mentions a historical event or a person, then in many cases there will be a note where out to the side, if you follow the same number, there will be an account either of the event in local newspapers or national newspapers that describe that weather event or maybe that person, or explain, oh, that person was the sheriff from this date to this date, and many, many other things. They also explain factual details based on discussions with the daughter and just other historical accounts. So it's a very interesting read to read both of these sets, this book and this set. And this is also a great way to introduce your children, if you have any, to homesteading. They can read accounts of what it was like for these children, and you can, of course, reassure them that they're not going to have to sleep under the wagon and hope that wolves don't eat them, because you're going to provide a safer home than that. But it does explain sometimes the hardships, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and I think it helps to explain the sense of adventure in homesteading, as opposed to just the drudge of farm work. So, I highly recommend reading the Little House on the Prairie series as well as Pioneer Girl. Thank you for watching.